Okay, so it's been a while since I talked with you all. And I've been meaning to say this for a while, but I had no idea how to articulate myself, and I did not want to alienate my subscribers. But for 2022 onward, my channel is going to go through a shift. Now, I don't want to act all high and mighty just because I'm 18, however, I do want to differentiate myself from my older animations and my older image. It all started with that goddamn Baldi's Basics video that I made when I was like 14 or 15. Obviously, I was, and I still am incredibly grateful for that shitty video taking off, because before that shit post, I was considering quitting animations. Before that video, I never got any views, my animations all just felt like failures, and I had very little subscribers. But after the Baldi's Basics video happens, I began to make more really bad fandom animations. Other popular animations on my channel are the Spinel You'll Float 2 animation and the One Cursed Emoji animation. And I'll admit, for the longest time, I did like chase a fame high. I made videos that were popular, or I made videos with popular fandoms and popular songs so I could make another popular video. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. And that's why a lot of my earliest animations looked so bad, because I would try and crank them out in like a night or so. But that's why I would stop, because I didn't want to chase that fame high anymore. I was so tired of chasing what was popular instead of what I really wanted to do. Shitty videos with popular themes became popular, but the things I really wanted to do that took weeks or months would have only flop. And I'm going to be honest with my audience, I do have depression, so it does make animating a lot harder, and it's very hard to get in the right headspace to animate, to just sit down, and it's hard to look on the bright side of, oh, well, maybe eventually that it'll get more views, because sometimes if it's just stagnant on like 500 views or so, then you just kind of feel like you want to give up. And I had no motivation for what I wanted to do because I thought nobody would want to see it. This all came to a realization after the Cabinet Man animation. I wanted to have another boom so bad, and I tried so hard. I wanted to make something okay enough, something fast enough to kind of bring a community back. But in the end, it didn't do very well. And I don't blame anybody, but I won't lie, after realizing it didn't go anywhere, I cried. But maybe that's just because I'm a pussy. It didn't help that at the time, especially at the time where I was writing this script, which was a few months ago, there was a commenter that I blocked. I've since blocked them. But they would keep spamming my comment section. Make an Ina animation, make this, make that. And I used to get so excited to see my comments until he started commenting. And I got so mad, but I didn't want to be mad. But I'm not a machine. It hurts when people brush off something I worked hard on and just ask for more and more and more. When I try, or when I make something with my OCs that I'm passionate about, and all I want to do is to make it and to share it and to get people's eyes on it, nothing. But when I don't try, or I do the bare minimum, I get a lot of views. Or not a lot, but like more views, if that makes sense. And I was thinking about quitting animation again, but then I wanted to stop doing, I didn't want to be in the cycle anymore. So this was mostly just my whole feelings in 2021. I looked back at Newgrounds and all the animators I grew up with and all the inspiration I used to take in. I recovered a spark that I lost in a way. I want to be popular. No, I didn't want to be popular. I wanted to inspire someone the same way that I was inspired. I want young me, who used to make storyboards in their head, to be proud. I let myself down for a while, but I'm not going to let this keep happening moving forward. I want to animate full songs. I want to animate scenes. I don't want to animate just little animation mean snippets. I want to put emotions in my OCs. I want to make something. I want to show everyone how I see my OCs. I want to make something cool, something gory, something sexy, something traumatizing, something big. I want to kind of harvest my own fandom for my OCs, because that's really the thing I'm trying to go for. And if I'm not making content about my OCs, then I want whatever I'm making, if it's a fandom animation, I at least want to be passionate about what I'm doing, or be really excited about the animation instead of just flapping it because I think that that's a popular topic. You know what I mean? This brings us to the next point in a way. Moving forward, my channel isn't necessarily 18 plus, however, I would prefer it if my audience were a little older. I've seen some things with the Baldi's Basics animation. Some younger people were saying, were commenting on a very sexually laced video, even if it was a shitpost, even if it was funny. I'd get very uncomfortable when younger people were to comment on that. Like, I remember someone saying that they were 8 when they first saw that video, and I'm like, you shouldn't have been watching that, man. There's like a full man with a bulge going around. You should not have been watching that video. And I've actually considered deleting those animations at this point, but I do believe in keeping up my old garbage, so I've put them in playlists. I think it's important to see my growth and preserve older projects no matter how embarrassing they are. But back to the audience thing, when I start making more OC content, it'll be about very mature subject material. It won't just be like sex and gore. There'll be trauma, self-harm, mental stability, shit that I don't want younger audiences to see, because I wish I didn't see that shit when I was like 9. And just because you think, oh, I'm mature enough to handle it, doesn't mean that you are. Just because you think that you are, that you think you can handle something, doesn't mean that you can, because I've been through that shit many times when I was younger where I think I could handle something and I was completely traumatized. Shit, I remember there was this video going around, I'm not going to say the name because it's fucking traumatizing, but there was a video of this guy blowing his fucking brains out, and I thought I was mature enough to see that shit, and spoiler alert, I wasn't, because I was still a teenager, and my brain was still developing, and sometimes when I close my eyes, I still see that screen cap of the guy blowing out his brains. So just because you think you can handle something doesn't mean that you can. And it can fuck you up, seriously. Some examples of this are with my clown characters, which represent different parts of myself as a way of coping. Augustus is a narcissist and an abuser. Lewis is focused around self-harm and depression, complete loss of complete loss of sense of self and a will to live. Candy being groomed at a young age, growing into a very hypersexual adult. Lavender being so lovelorn that you're willing to do anything to make someone stay. Maggot, family, divorce, intense hatred of your next kin that you do anything to get them out of your life. Dunce, having a learning disability that no one else notices and feeling that you're stupid just because your brain works different. And there's so much more with my OCs. And I want this to be a very prevalent thing moving forward into future subjects. I make animations, or the animations that I want to make are going to be serious. And I'm not trying to romanticize any of it. An idea of Lavender being so infatuated with Lewis to the point where she calls his name and hurts herself to make him stop hurting himself, obviously that shit isn't healthy or okay at all. My characters might think that their actions are justified, but just because I depict it does not mean I condone it. My clown characters are all fucked up, and they're all my clown characters are all fucked up and they all represent trauma, but that does not mean that I condone them or that it saves them from being terrible people. I just want to make dark shit. If my character murders someone, I don't condone murder. And I have other OCs that I want to work on too. Some better people, some on par with the clowns. I'm not gonna leave YouTube. I'm just considering shifting some of my content to Newgrounds if it's too much for YouTube, if there's too much blood or too much gore or too much booby. And if you're a minor, I do not visit my Newgrounds page, please. It is an adult safe space, and if I find out you're a minor that are looking at my Newgrounds content, I will block you. It's kind of similar to how I upload all my DeviantArt versus my Newgrounds. A lot of my safe for work stuff or more safe for work stuff is on DeviantArt, but I'm putting more spicy content on Newgrounds, or my regular Twitter versus my not safe for work Twitter. Again, I don't want to isolate my viewers, but I'm dividing softer content from the serious content, and I really hope you guys can understand. I'm sorry for talking so much about personal stuff. I've been missing a therapist for months. Actually, no, a year since this script was fucking... So I made this script as a kind of way to vent. And if you watch this far, please boost this video. I would appreciate it. If you want to follow me, follow my DA. If you're over 18, then you're allowed to follow my Newgrounds. Soon enough, I'm going to make a Patreon or a Redbubble, so look out for that. And I'm also considering making a Tumblr page for my OCs if you're interested in my OCs. Stay tuned for whatever I make next, whatever that is. And thank you for watching and listening. Love you. And that's the end of the script, but I just want to say that I rambled a shit ton because I've recorded this like a million times and I hate reading out loud, so I hope you guys appreciate me actually fucking talking.